You didn't stumble here, a divine whisper. You didn't wander here by chance. I've been walking with you all along, even in the silence that felt like abandonment, even when your path trembled beneath unsure feet, and night seemed to swallow every flicker of hope. You were never alone. I traced every step, even the trembling ones. Nothing in your life has been random. No ache went unseen, no tear unheard. I saw the pain you buried in silence, heard the prayers you whispered, through gritted teeth and breathless nights. You've been carrying something heavy, haven't you? A weight that lodges in the chest, that lingers beneath your laughter, that questions your worth, your direction, your meaning. You've tried to be strong, for them, for yourself. But deep down, your soul has been crying. For clarity, for purpose, for something real. And here I am. Not coincidence, not emotion, but I am. The one who named you before the world knew you. Who shaped you in hidden places, and walked beside you when no one else stayed. Those moments you labeled detours, disasters, dead ends. They were not the end of your story. They were sacred interruptions. Places where I planted seeds, not walls. Where I paused your plans, so mine could bloom. None of it was wasted. Not the heartbreak, not the silence, not even the chapters you wish you could erase. I've used every bit of it, and I'm still using it. You walked through fire, and thought you'd be consumed. But here you are, still breathing, still rising. That light you couldn't explain? That was me. Every time your strength gave out, I held you together, closer than your own breath, anchoring your soul when you thought you'd drown. I know the ache, the fear that maybe it's too late, that maybe you're too far gone to matter. But hear me, your story is not finished. You're not too late. You're right on time. This isn't the end, it's the sacred beginning, the start of a deeper journey, where purpose awakens from pain, where ashes give way to beauty, and silence births strength. You are not forgotten. I've never looked away. What felt like delay wasn't denial, it was divine timing. Everything has led to now. You've been chosen by design, not chance. Your life is not some scattered puzzle. It's a tapestry I've been weaving, thread by sacred thread. If you're tired, rest in me. If you're broken, I still heal. If you're angry, I can take your questions. I'm not pushed away by your mess. I'm drawn to your honesty. You don't need to impress me. You don't need to earn what I've already freely given. Just be present. You've carried the weight long enough. Let me lift it. All I need is one step, one whisper, one moment of surrender. I'll take it from there. This isn't just survival anymore. This is the emergence of the life you were meant to live. With freedom, with purpose, with me. You didn't stumble here by accident. And I didn't bring you this far to leave you now. Let me finish what I began. Let me rewrite what pain tried to erase. You are not broken beyond repair. You are a masterpiece under construction. This is the shift. This is the turning. This is your soul returning home. You were not randomly formed. You were crafted with divine precision, set apart with sacred intent, marked by my spirit. The adversary has recognized your worth. That's why the resistance has been so relentless. But what he fashioned for destruction, I am already reweaving for glory. Even now, I'm stirring echoes in your soul, forgotten dreams, shelved prayers, hopes you quietly buried. That wasn't the end. It was a divine intermission. Now, I breathe resurrection wind into what you thought was dead. I'm washing away the residue of doubt, the bitterness born of delay, the heaviness of disappointment. Because this season isn't about survival, it's about activation. You are not spiritually numb, you are awakening. That stirring, that disruption, it's holy. I'm calling you back, not to perfection, but to authenticity. Bring me your ache. Bring me your tangled questions. Bring me the fear you try to silence. I can hold it. I want to hold it. I love you beyond the limits of your imagination. Let me reintroduce you to yourself. Let me hush the storm that rages inside. This path isn't random, it's reverent. You didn't stumble here. I led you. Even when your eyes were dim with doubt. Even then, I was near. I still am. There is something blooming just beneath the surface, quiet, unseen, divine. While you were waiting, wrestling, wondering if I was doing anything at all, I was moving heaven. I've never been passive. I've been orchestrating the unseen, aligning divine appointments, shaping your soul from within. This wasn't a pause. It was a preparation. And now, slowly, steadily, like dawn after endless night, I am revealing what I promised. My word over your life still stands. Not a syllable has been erased. Not a single blueprint has been discarded. You may have let go, but I never did. You may have stopped praying, but I never stopped moving. That vision, it wasn't a fantasy. That desire, it wasn't your imagination. I planted it, and I do not sow in vain. I don't tease with hope. I lead with it. And now, that hope is breathing again. You've asked for signs, gentle confirmations that I'm still here. Some have already come, but fatigue and fear veiled your eyes. Now I'm clearing your vision. I'll confirm my word through voices you didn't expect, through open doors you didn't even knock on. You'll sense alignment before you see it. I whisper peace before I release breakthrough. Do you remember how many times you almost gave up? Every time, it was my voice telling you to hold on. Every time you sat in silence, feeling forgotten, I was writing the next chapter. Now, the pages are turning. Now the story shifts. Now, the blossoms of promise begin to bloom. Some answers won't look the way you imagined. They'll be better. You prayed for survival. I'm sending restoration. You asked for a way out. I've carved a way through. I'm not just answering your prayer. I'm exceeding it. Because I am the God of overflow, not scarcity. I don't give just enough. I give abundantly, not only to bless you, but to pour through you to others. Start expecting me again, in the mundane, in the stillness, in the idea that won't leave you alone, in the peace that settles when you don't even understand why. These are not coincidences. They are my language, whispered into your spirit. You've been waiting for some grand sign, but I speak in familiar ways, in ways your soul knows. Notice the change in your heart, that shift, that softening, that spark of aliveness again. That is me. Hope is returning like breath to lungs. And where hope dwells, faith follows. And where faith resides, miracles bloom. You may not see it all clearly now, but one day, soon, you'll look back and say, that was the moment everything began to shift. Not because of fanfare, but because of quiet surrender. That's where the miraculous begins, when striving gives way to trust. My promises don't expire with your missteps. They don't dissolve with delay. They are sealed in my heart, and I will fulfill them, not because you earned it, but because I am faithful. My word doesn't come back empty. If I said it, I meant it, even if it takes longer, even if it comes through the most unexpected path. I am still the one who parts seas, calms storms, and calls dead things to life. And I am still doing it. So lift your head. Watch, because soon you'll see signs. Clear, unmistakable, divine. A relationship restored. A door opened out of nowhere. A peace that replaces panic. A dream in full color again. These aren't coincidences. These are promises fulfilled. You didn't come this far by accident. And I didn't bring you here just to leave you circling the same questions. I brought you here to reveal my faithfulness. To show you, I am who I say I am. And you, beloved, are who I say you are. Called, chosen, destined for more than you dared to dream. Now it's time to move. You felt the stirring, but now walk it out. Faith isn't a feeling. It's movement. It's trust in motion. It's choosing me again and again, even in the quiet, even in the questions. You don't need to wait for everything to be perfect. Start now, in the in-between, in the trembling. Faith doesn't erase storms. It teaches you how to walk on the water. You ask me how to move forward, how to align with my purpose. Here is my answer. Come closer. Let me into your rhythm, into your mornings before the rush, your nights before the noise, your thoughts before they become worry. Faith is forged in the hidden places, where honesty lives, where pride is surrendered, where intimacy is built. You don't need to become someone else for me to use you. I want to use you right now, as you are, with all the mess and wonder you carry. You think you need more knowledge, more strength, more discipline, but all I ask is for your yes. With a single surrendered life, I can shift generations, transform fear into courage, turn silence into songs. That thing you're scared to start, that dream you keep dismissing, that ache you pretend not to feel, that's the seed I planted. Now it's time to water it with faith. Begin small. Talk to me first thing, not just when you're desperate, but as your daily breath. Return your thoughts to me like a stream that never dries. Pause. Ask, Lord, what are you doing here? Then watch as your awareness shifts the atmosphere. Let me into your decisions, big and small. Into the job, the home, the health, the heart. I care for all of it, not because I want your performance, but because I love your whole being. Stop dividing the sacred and the practical. I am in all of it. The kitchen and the hospital, the heartbreak and the healing. Invite me in. When you're weary, ask for strength. When you're overwhelmed, ask for clarity. When you're joyful, pause and thank me, and I will multiply it. Yes, you've failed. Yes, you've tried and fallen. I know. I saw every time. Not to shame you, but to lift you. You think I'm disappointed, but I delight when you return. Faith is not about perfection. It's about persistence. And you, beloved, you're still here, still seeking, still reaching. That's more than enough. Let's walk this together. Let me carry you when standing feels impossible. This is the kind of faith that stirs mountains, not in loud proclamations, but in the quiet resilience of trust. It's choosing to believe I'm still good, even when life is not. Begin to write, not just with pen to page, but with spirit to eternity. Write the dreams I've etched into your heart. Capture the moments where my voice brushed against your soul. Record the scriptures that awaken something deep within. This isn't just journaling. It's prophecy. It's destiny inked in surrender. What you pen in faith today will become the evidence of my faithfulness tomorrow. These pages will become altars of remembrance when your hope runs thin. Let your life speak louder than your lips ever could. Let love be your language. Let grace shape your stance. Let peace bloom, even when the world around you trembles. This is how my light radiates through you. You don't need a platform to be powerful. Your compassion in traffic, your tenderness with your children, your patience in unseen places. These are the sermons that break chains. These are the signs of a faith that breathes, that bleeds, that lives. You long for a life that matters. I place that hunger within you. But don't dismiss the small starts. Don't wait for fireworks to call it purpose. The kingdom often begins in whispers. A seed, a yes, a holy nudge. That's where legacy begins. You didn't arrive here by accident. Everything you've walked through has shaped you for what's ahead. Now I'm inviting you to live what I've whispered into your spirit. Not with fear, not with pressure, but with joy. With me. Let me speak directly to the deepest part of who you are. The world has tried to rename you, but I'm here to restore your true name. You are not too late, not too broken, not too much or too little. You are mine. You always have been. Your wounds don't reduce your worth. They reveal your depth. Where you see damage, I see a deeper dwelling place. Where you feel lost, I see space to lead you. The voices that told you otherwise were never speaking my language. I'm not comparing you to anyone. I handcrafted you with divine precision. Before anyone ever had an opinion, I had already called you chosen, set apart, beloved. You've forgotten the sound of my voice because the noise got too loud, but I've never stopped calling. You're not defined by your gaps or your history. I'm rewriting the inner monologue that's been on repeat far too long. Your identity is found in me, and when you see yourself through my eyes, everything changes. You are resilient because I held you through the fire. You are wise because pain taught you empathy. You are strong, not because you never fell, but because you kept rising. Your darkest chapters are not your story's title. They are part of the tapestry I'm redeeming. You've longed to be seen, affirmed, known. And while others may have missed it, I never did. I saw the beauty, the bravery, the sacred softness others overlooked. You don't need the world's permission to become who I created you to be. You already have mine. This restoration isn't about external circumstances. It's about reclaiming how you see yourself. I'm rebuilding your confidence, not on pride, but on truth. I'm trading your shame for my glory, your regret for divine wisdom, your hidden season for preparation. Nothing, no ache, no silence, no tear is wasted. I've counted every one. They are threads in the masterpiece of your testimony. I want to remind you who you were before life tried to bury you. Before betrayal, before you were told your joy was too loud or your dreams too big. That fierce, wonder-filled faith, I'm restoring it. Not as it was, but with stronger roots. You're not going back, you're growing forward, wings full of healing. You don't need to pretend you've never been broken. Your healing is the evidence of my glory. You'll speak from depth, not just theory. You'll carry peace like a fragrance, not because you have a title, but because you've spent time with me. You'll stop questioning your value. Stop silencing your voice. Stop dimming your light to make others comfortable. I'm restoring your boldness, not as arrogance, but as holy confidence in the one who formed you with fire and love. You've walked through trials meant to crush you, and yet, you stayed kind. You stayed soft. You stayed hungry for me. And I honor that. Yes, I, the God of heaven, honor your hidden yes, your unseen prayers, your quiet perseverance. You're not starting over. You're starting from wisdom, from roots that run deep. And while you might not feel like a warrior, you are one. The fact that you're still reaching, still hoping, that's proof of my spirit alive in you. I will use you in ways that surprise even you. Not because you're flawless, but because you're willing. Let me restore what was lost. Let me rebuild what was broken. Let me reintroduce you to yourself, the version I always saw. Fully alive, no longer shrinking, no longer striving to be enough. Because, beloved, you already are. You didn't make it this far by accident. I brought you here to unveil not just my plan, but your identity, to show you who you are in the light of my truth. And beloved, in that light, you are radiant. Now that your spirit is awakening, I want to teach you how to stay grounded in what I'm building within you. This isn't a fleeting moment. This is your new foundation. Walk with me, not just in flashes of inspiration, but in the steady rhythm of surrender. That's where your strength will grow, not by pushing harder, but by staying closer. Start with prayer, not as performance, but as presence. Talk to me like a friend, a father, the one who understands the words you can't form. You don't need eloquence, just honesty. Then listen, not always with ears, but with your spirit. I speak in unexpected thoughts, in sudden stillness, in scripture that breathes. Return to my word, not as a duty, but as oxygen. These aren't old words. They are alive. They mend, they anchor, they blaze like light through confusion. You don't have to understand it all. Just come to find me, and you will. Create space for me. It doesn't have to look religious. Maybe it's worship in your car, silence in the early morning, a scribbled thought in a notebook that becomes sacred ground. What matters is that you pause. And remember, I'm not just part of your life. I am your life. And when you make space for me, I fill it with peace, perspective, and power. Guard your heart. You don't have to take in every voice, every fear. Turn the volume down. Choose what builds your spirit, not what numbs it. Don't chase perfection. Choose presence. Feed your soul with truth, because what you nourish grows. Forgive, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve freedom. Forgiveness sets you loose. I died to unchain you. Don't hold on to what I came to lift off. I'm not asking you to forget. I'm asking you to let me heal. Let worship be more than sound. Let it be your stance. Let your gratitude become your praise. Let your kindness become your offering. This is the rhythm of a restored heart. This is the evidence of resurrection in your everyday life. Heaven draws close. Worship is more than melody. It's atmosphere alchemy. It realigns your spirit with divine resonance. Lift your voice, not because life has shifted, but because your God has not. I remain unchanged, unwavering, ever worthy. And when your eyes fix on me, fear loses its footing. Here's what I need you to know in the marrow of your being. I'm not keeping score. I'm not distant. I'm beside you. You don't need to earn intimacy. You have it. You're not chasing me through perfection. You're discovering me through presence. The more time you spend with me, the more it becomes your natural rhythm, not obligation, but overflow. Transformation doesn't begin with trying harder. It begins by staying closer. Start small. Read one chapter this week. Let's begin with Psalm 139. Read it slowly, as if I whispered every line into your soul, because I did. Let the truth wash over you. I've searched you, formed you, seen you, surrounded you. You are fully known, fully loved, fully held. Then pray, God, teach me to walk with you. Not just when I'm desperate, but in the daily. Help me feel you, trust you, hear you. Make my heart tender to your whisper. It all begins with a willing heart. And once that heart cracks open, I can move mountains through you. You didn't journey this far by mistake. And with the right posture, you're going further than you ever dared imagine. Not because the way is smooth, but because you're no longer walking it alone. Now lean in. This isn't just general encouragement. This is divine disruption. I'm speaking directly into your now, into the weight on your chest, into the ache you've buried in silence. The shift is not coming. It has already begun. It may feel subtle in the natural, but in the spirit, there's been a holy ignition. This moment marks a divine untangling. Chains are loosening. Locked doors are trembling. I'm giving you a prophetic glimpse, not to tease your hope, but to anchor it. Because what I begin, I always complete. You've been faithfully obedient in secret, walking in shadows with unwavering yes. And I've seen every single step. Not one act of trust has been overlooked. Your reward is arriving, not because you demanded it, but because I delight in giving it. Yes, there is a turnaround, but this time, it's not someone else's story. It's yours. I'm handing you the pen. You will no longer be defined by the pain you've carried. You will no longer be the one who bears it all while others breathe freely. The story is shifting. I'm restoring the years the locusts devoured, lifting the veil of delay, accelerating the promises. What should have taken years will now unfold in months. What seemed impossible will align without striving. Because this time, it's not by might, not by force, but by my spirit. Divine appointments are being orchestrated. Messages, conversations, open doors, watch them come. Follow the nudge. Revisit that idea you buried. Reignite what felt impossible. I'm breathing life into what looked lifeless. Your gifts will make room, not by hustle, but by favor. I'm bringing people who carry keys, answers, alliances, alignment. But stay open. Stay soft. Don't shrink. This isn't the season to retreat. It's the season to rise. Relational shifts are coming too. Where there's been tension or misalignment, I'm bringing clarity. Some connections may fall away. Don't grieve the pruning. What leaves now wasn't meant for what's next, but for every door that closes. I'm opening one built on truth, on honor, on spiritual resonance. I'm healing you on a cellular level. Pain that became background noise, it's dissolving. Grief that's been your morning companion, lifting. Anxiety, fear, shame, weakening. Not because you've wrestled them into submission, but because I have stepped in. Fully. Finally. This is not emotional fluff. This is eternal truth. You are about to live from a healed space. Even in your finances, I'm making a way. Provision is coming, not just to survive, but to build, bless, create, establish. Unconventional sources. Unlikely streams. Don't reject what doesn't look familiar. I use the unexpected. Be a steward, not a struggler. I'm giving not to burden, but to empower. And one more thing, beloved, you're stepping into visibility. No longer hidden. Not for applause, but for impact. I kept you in the shadows to protect your roots. But now your fruit is ready. When people encounter you, they will taste something sacred. They won't just see you. They'll see me. So lift your head, not in pride, but in holy identity. The clouds are shifting. The winds are moving. The season is turning. It's not just a promise anymore. It's fulfillment. What once felt distant is now near. What you almost released is returning, stronger, rooted, radiant. You didn't arrive here by accident. I led you with intention, precision, unshakable love. And what comes next? It won't just bless you. It will bless through you. This is the rise. This is the release. This is the moment. Now, just for a breath, be still. Let the noise fall away. The questions, the weight, the pace, release them. Because I am here. Right now. Not as a thought. Not as a concept. But as presence. Tangible. Real. Like a warm blanket on a cold night. Like light breaking through a locked room. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are not late. You are mine. And I've been waiting for this encounter with you. Let it mark you. Let it shape you. Let it begin something new. Because this is how transformation begins. Not when you figure it all out, but when you finally realize, I already stepped into the room. This moment marks a divine untangling. Chains are loosening. Locked doors are trembling. I'm giving you a prophetic glimpse. Not to tease your hope, but to anchor it. Because what I begin, I always complete. You've been faithfully obedient in secret, walking in shadows with unwavering yes. And I've seen every single step. Not one act of trust has been overlooked. Your reward is arriving. not because you demanded it, but because I delight in giving it. Yes, there is a turnaround, but this time, it's not someone else's story. It's yours. I'm handing you the pen. You will no longer be defined by the pain you've carried. You will no longer be the one who bears it all while others breathe freely. The story is shifting. I'm restoring the years the locusts devoured, lifting the veil of delay, accelerating the promises. What should have taken years will now unfold in months. What seemed impossible will align without striving. Because this time, it's not by might, not by force, but by my spirit. Divine appointments are being orchestrated. Messages, conversations, open doors, watch them come. Follow the nudge. Revisit that idea you buried. Reignite what felt impossible. I'm breathing life into what looked lifeless. Your gifts will make room, not by hustle, but by favor. I'm bringing people who carry keys, answers, alliances, alignment. But stay open, stay soft, don't shrink. This isn't the season to retreat. It's the season to rise. Relational shifts are coming too. Where there's been tension or misalignment, I'm bringing clarity. Some connections may fall away. Don't grieve the pruning. What leaves now wasn't meant for what's next. But for every door that closes, I'm opening one built on truth, on honor, on spiritual resonance. I'm healing you on a cellular level. Pain that became background noise, it's dissolving. Grief that's been your morning companion, lifting. Anxiety, fear, shame, weakening. Not because you've wrestled them into submission, but because I have stepped in, fully, finally. This is not emotional fluff. This is eternal truth. You are about to live from a healed space. Even in your finances, I'm making a way. Provision is coming, not just to survive, but to build, bless, create, establish. Unconventional sources, unlikely streams. This moment marks a divine untangling. Chains are loosening. Locked doors are trembling. I'm giving you a prophetic glimpse. Not to tease your hope, but to anchor it. Because what I begin, I always complete. You've been faithfully obedient in secret, walking in shadows with unwavering yes. And I've seen every single step. Not one act of trust has been overlooked. Your reward is arriving, not because you demanded it, but because I delight in giving it. Yes, there is a turnaround, but this time, it's not someone else's story. It's yours. I'm handing you the pen. You will no longer be defined by the pain you've carried. You will no longer be the one who bears it all while others breathe freely. The story is shifting. I'm restoring the years the locusts devoured, lifting the veil of delay, accelerating the promises. What should have taken years will now unfold in months. What seemed impossible will align without striving. Because this time, it's not by might, not by force, but by my spirit. Divine appointments are being orchestrated. Messages, conversations, open doors, watch them come. Follow the nudge. Revisit that idea you buried. Reignite what felt impossible. I'm breathing life into what looked lifeless. Your gifts will make room, not by hustle, but by favor. I'm bringing people who carry keys, answers, alliances, alignment. But stay open, stay soft, don't shrink. This isn't the season to retreat. It's the season to rise. Relational shifts are coming too. Where there's been tension or misalignment, I'm bringing clarity. Some connections may fall away. Don't grieve the pruning. What leaves now wasn't meant for what's next. But for every door that closes, I'm opening one built on truth, on honor, on spiritual resonance. I'm healing you on a cellular level. Pain that became background noise, it's dissolving. Grief that's been your morning companion, lifting. anxiety, fear, shame, weakening. Not because you've wrestled them into submission, but because I have stepped in, fully, finally. This is not emotional fluff. This is eternal truth. You are about to live from a healed space. Even in your finances, I'm making a way. Provision is coming, not just to survive, but to build, bless, create, establish. Unconventional sources, unlikely streams.